welcome to Empower Her Money podcast. I am your host, Angela Duncan. We talk all things business and money, where I love to interview female entrepreneurs, talk about their journey, and hopefully give you some action items that you can take back today. I am excited for you to join us. We have Yuly. She is with the founder of Yuly 360, and I am excited to go ahead and introduce her today. How are you?
Thank you, Angela. How are you? Thank you for having me today.
Yeah. Awesome. So you're starting a new company. Why don't you start with how your journey, talk about, where you came from and how you have gotten to where you are today.
Yes, I was born in Venezuela and I moved to the US 17 years ago. And I was a stay-at-home mom for those first 7, 8 years. And actually, that experience as a mom was the one that brought me where I'm today. Before I moved to the US, I always dreamed to be in the corporate world. So I actually I graduate, I'm a journalism, and also I have my master's in business, and I did PR for petroleum companies for a while before I moved here. Then I became a stay-at-home mom, and I think that's exactly what brought me here and said my goodbyes to the corporate world as I was doing it before. So it's it was that mom experience that my son was born with like some health issues, and that really make me love love what I was brought to me and embrace my journey. And that's basically what is the story of Yuly 360. This is about embracing your journey and taking everything you have and transforming in a powerful fuel that push you forward to whatever your dream is. That's what we're doing here.
Very nice. Yeah. Oftentimes, as women and entrepreneurs, we have to figure out how to navigate between being a mom, but also running a company full time. So tell us a little bit, what is your company? What do you do?
Well, Yuly 360 was born from the desire to create. I has always been into fashion. I love fashion. I love shopping. And I also learned when I have my son and we came through all these health problems. I got a postpartum depression, and this is something that you hear about it, but you think that's not going to happen to me. And sometimes you're like, that's not even real. What is real? And somehow I start running. I don't like to take pills, and I'm not saying this is good or bad. Just I prefer to, not to do it. And somebody invited me to start running. So I realized that every time I ran, I felt better, emotionally better. So I was like, I like this. So Yuly 360 was born from the desire to tell my story through what makes me passionate, which is the fashion and the exercise, and that beautiful benefit that staying active, whatever is your form. Not everybody was born to be a runner or whatever. I never ran before in my life, and believe me, I didn't. The first meeting I went with a tennis skirt, and everybody was like, "She's in the wrong place." But you know what? You find what you love, and you just embrace it. So I kind of be exposed, and I decided that in Yuly 360 will bring some inspirational words to all the people that wear my clothes. So if you see, each of my pieces has like secret messages inside, and it's a reminder that what we can achieve if we put our focus on. And as I said at the beginning, if we transform everything that we don't get to choose what blessings or what problems we get to, like to face every day, but we choose the approach and the perspective we take from them. So I always said my experience as a man was very deep, very intense. It's an ongoing, situation. But when you see your difficulties and your challenges as a blessing, all around change. so you can make beautiful things. And that's exactly what Yuly 360 is a tool for me to tell everybody like to encourage people to embrace the journey.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And you're incorporating mindset with it too, because sometimes we have to kind of shift mindset. You know, I talk about money a lot, and shifting your mindset around something that's important to you helps you grow as well. So I love that message behind the whole brand and your whole concept, how everything got started. So being that you are an actual location people can go to, talk a little bit about what you learned, what it takes for you to open a store, and some of the things that you learned during that process.
Yes, at the beginning, I started in my garage. So with time, I notice a lot of people will come. Obviously, they are your friends. They come, and when people touch the clothes, will say, "This is different. This is really good." You know, nobody expect that. They just go to support you, but then they really like it. And I said, with time, like I started in 2016, and I was doing kind of marketing and the clothes at the same time, but more marketing, right, for businesses. And then with time, when COVID hit, I was like, okay, this is a great opportunity. And this is another thing, Angela. Sometimes we freak out with crisis, but crisis bring the best opportunities if you are ready. So I decided to take the risk and said, I'm gonna go all in with the clothing line. So I said, people like it more when they feel it, and it's hard for me to sell online. The touch you cannot touch, right? So, and you have so much many brands online. You go on Instagram and you see many pretty things, but you don't know the quality. And you know what you know, the big brands, but the little ones you are not sure. So it's harder for you to push the needle to make a sale. I said, I'm gonna open my store, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be there. And this, Angela, is the first advice. When you do this, know that they are not Instagram beautiful days to show. You will have great days, and you will make a lot of mistakes. And let me share with you guys one little piece of advice that I would love somebody told me. Do not go into huge amount of inventory. Big mistake. If you are starting, start little, test, see what sells. Every location have different customers. So maybe in one location you sell more the small sizes, and in another one you sell bigger sizes more the most. So little by little, one day at a time, I make those costly mistakes. Another thing is like the day I launched the website, because we did the website first. I thought that I will have 1 million orders, and it didn't happen for me. And I'm going to tell you, Angela, I feel that this is a huge life lessons, because when you don't learn how to manage your expectations in everything in life, in relationships, in business, it's tough. It's like hitting the wall, you know?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. And well, I evolved. I decided that opening the store will be a great idea, and it was. It requires a lot of hard work. Sometimes you think, oh, I put an employee, and I just get the money every day. It's not quite like that. So I has been literally building my brand, showing people what is Yuly 360 about, what is our philosophy, what we believe, what is our passion. And that with time, we started in 2020 with COVID. And now I can tell you, I started at Sawgrass here in South Florida. It's a huge mall. And then because my son, situation, I decided to move to Fort Lauderdale, because we live here, to a closer area to my house, and this has been amazing. So sometimes you start here and you ended up here, but every step teach you something. So it's hard work, but it's beautiful. I love it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I like what you said. Crisis is sometimes in crisis is opportunities. And
Definitely.
sometimes your first plan isn't going to be your ultimate plan, because you may have to adjust depending on the results from that first plan. And I don't really think about the inventory piece, but I can imagine too how if you had too much of one thing and something else is selling, then perhaps you may have to discount it or just figure out another
Oh
way.
yeah. No,
And
I make 1,000 leggings from one model, one style, 1,000. And then I was like, okay, what do I do with 1,000 of the same legging? You know, like those things that you don't just really think, you just go for it.
yeah,
But you know, it's lesson learned.
yes, you definitely learned a lesson. That's very good. So I have a fun question for you. If you could pick a superpower, what would you pick and why?
Well, Angela, my everyday here, I struggle with listening to women how horrible things they said to themselves. So if I have to pick a power, I would love to have a magic wand that I can hold in the fitting room and empower these women to love themselves as
Yes.
they are. Like I do a lot of talking and sometimes I make the goal, but I think the one will be very helpful. I feel like everything is related. If you don't feel good from the inside, and that's why I have a collection, it's called the Journey Collection, and it honors every step on the journey that we have, since the survival, the freedom, that is the moment you start loving yourself and accepting yourself, empower, spread happiness, inner peace, and you name it. So for me, if I had a power, I would love to have the ability to make people change their perspective about themselves, to love themselves as you are, embrace what you have. Because you know what, Angela, we live the present wishing for the next thing, and
Yeah.
then you forget to enjoy when you accomplish. And I have to, you know, like go back to myself and said, wait, slow down and enjoy, taste what you have achieved, because we are running so fast to trying to achieve the next thing that we forget how blessed we are. So all these women that said horrible things to themselves in the mirror, I would love to have the power to change that from the inside.
Yeah, and that might be a good idea. I could think about because I like to go shopping in person for similar reasons of what you've said. But in the dressing room, to have like all of these motivational quotes, like I am beautiful, I am sexy, or something like that, that is just written all over the walls. So that when we're in the dressing room, you're going to show
Ready?
me.
You are ready?
Yes.
Okay, let me show you. This is my dressing room. All this
Ah,
has
you,
the freedom messages
yes.
that is talk about living your life freely, loving yourself, be who you want to be, is all that, you know, encouragement to just grab what you have and make it bigger, you know, because that's what you get. That's what you got when you were born, and that's what you work with. So I had it in the Sogras store. I even have bubble toes
Mhm.
reflecting in the mirror, and they say, you know, quotes and stuff.
I love
So
that. I
yeah,
love that.
no,
I
you are higher, Angela.
and I believe that like the more positivity you can put in front of your face, the more positive you
It
become.
is
So if we don't want to
definitely.
have that negative self-talk, then we need to visually see positive talk. So I love that. Speaking of your store, and I'm definitely attending, why don't you tell us about the grand opening coming up?
Well, we have a grand opening coming September 20 from 5:30 to 7. And it's a beautiful event. We are gonna obviously be here talking about the brand and what is behind Yuly 360. And also we are supporting Hands on Broward. This is a local organization, and part of the profits of the sales that they are gonna go through this organization. I feel, and also we have Megan, which is a local entrepreneur too, and we are teaming up and we are doing this together. I feel that I sell men clothes too, and obviously we encourage everybody and we embrace everybody, but I feel it's super important, as we were talking, just the everyday, just encourage ourselves, stay motivated, that positive thought, because it's what make us move, it's what make us, to me, mental health is key for anything. So, with this event, what we want to promote is like people to get to know the brand, that the quality is amazing. I don't even, to me, that's a must, but is what is behind the brand, is the message, is what we want to promote. Every piece that you take home is a little reminder or of how blessed you are and how many opportunities you have in front of you to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So
Yes.
that's it.
And I can feel your heart. So the love that you have for your passion, I definitely can feel it on this podcast. So I thank you so much. So if the audience wants to find you, social media, website, what's the best way for them to find you?
Yes, I am Yuly 360, like you can see it here, YULY 360. That's my Instagram, and all the social media is Yuly 360. And the store is at the Galleria Mall, Fort Lauderdale. We are open from 10 to 8 every day, except Sundays. It's a little shorter. So, and we have the website, www.yuly360.com.
Awesome. Awesome. I really appreciate your time today. And like I said, I will be at your grand opening. I do like to shop, so I'm excited to come meet you in person and to help support your mission too.
Thank you so much, Angela. Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure meeting you too.
Thank you. That wraps up another episode of Empower Her Money. I am your host, Angela Duncan. Hopefully you got some action items that you can go and implement in your business today. And if you're available, please come see us at the grand